know that change is coming. I can feel it. With our presence today, change is coming. Can you feel it? The sisterhood that I see tells me change is coming. And the brothers that are here with us today tell me that change is on the horizon. My sisters and brothers, let me share with you the top reason that I'm proud to be here today. In the past, I've often thought about the civil rights era and wondered, as I'm sure many of you have, that if I was alive during the civil rights era, where would I have stood? Would I have faced the hoses and the dogs? Would I have faced the police clubs and the prison bars? Where would I have stood? Backtrack. If I was alive during the time when slaves were escaping on the Underground Railroad, would I have offered them shelter at the risk of my own safety? I've thought that if I was alive during the women's suffrage movement, where would I have stood? Complacent with the status quo? Or would I have joined the movement and followed in the footsteps of Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton? Would the 19th Amendment carry a piece of my spirit? Sisters and brothers, my presence here today and your presence here today tells me that we would have stood on the right side of justice. And let me tell you something. If you wonder whether or not you're standing on the right side of justice, just take a look at how fierce the opposition is against you. And if that opposition is strong, the stronger the opposition is, the safer your moral conscience should be that you're on the right side, and the more you should persist to continue marching on. Yes, we've got to march on, and this year our theme is Get the Vote Out. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to mobilize. But we're going to mobilize when it's time for the election. Before then, we've got a lot of work to do. We need to spend this year educating and empowering and uniting leaders and supporters of this movement. There's a critical element that I want everyone to consider. Now, last year we did some great work. We discovered one another, we united, we mobilized on so many different fronts, we had calls to action, and we represented. But this year, we really need to grow. And we need to reach out to the neutrals in society, the ones who really don't know which side of the fence to stand on. People who are confused and not really sure all they need is a little bit of education. People need to change what's in their hearts. We don't only need to change policy, we need to change emotionally what's in the hearts of people before we try to change policy. We need to change the inner self. We need to unite and desegregate our spirit. You see, integration is policy. Sisters and brothers, eliminating segregation is in the heart. It's not about taking a whites-only sign off of a door or down from a water fountain. Desegregating is in the hearts and minds. The sign is just a manifestation of people's spirit. We need to take that away and eradicate that from our society. And the first way to do that is to communicate and to educate and to be involved in acts of community service in societies and communities that may not be very welcoming to us. When they hear us talk about goodness, they may call us liars, but you cannot deny the actions that people put forward. And as the year progresses, we need to mobilize the voters. We need to know the issues, all the issues, not just our issues. We need to have great intersectionality of groups and causes. The Reverend Dr. King, he wasn't only about racial equality. In fact, when he was assassinated in 1968, he wasn't at an event for racial equality. He was in Memphis to support sanitation workers who were on strike. That's where we need to be, all over the place. Environment, healthcare, immigration, voting rights, social rights, reproductive rights, civil rights, all of these are human rights. Whether you're Muslim, African American, Indigenous, Native American, LGBTQ communities, Latinos, men, women, all minorities, and I have to break to say, our beloved, brave supporters from the white community. We all need to speak to all of these issues. Now hear me out, please. I want to give a special shout out, and if I want to give props to any group today, hear me out on this. It's to our white brothers and sisters who are our allies and our supporters and our fellow defenders of justice. Now I know that us minorities, we bear the brunt of everything and we're the ones struggling. But believe me, when someone who is unaffected witnesses oppression and makes a conscious decision to stand on the right side of justice, no matter how unpopular it is, that deserves respect and recognition. Many people choose silence. And if you choose that path of ignorance or silence or complacency, then you are guilty, and on your conscience should lie the weight of an unjust sentence due to a broken judicial system, a torn apart family due to grievances in our immigration system, the weight of the oppression of the indigenous population, the oppression that they faced and they continue to face, the systemic racism that the black population incessantly suffers from, the 500% increase in Islamophobic hate incidents due to propaganda, inaccurate news coverage, and straight up lies about the Muslim community. There are leaders with hopes to stifle my religious freedoms. Every day I announce my faith with this crown that I wear on my head. It's my right and it's my choice. I am a Muslim hijabi. This is a hijab and I am a Muslim hijabi. It doesn't matter to me how you choose to be. I respect you and you respect me, but don't touch my right to worship freely. I'm constitutionally covered and covered constitutionally, and if you try to strip me of that liberty, I've got an army of women willing to stand by me. Yes, my sisters, we have to unite. We need to change hearts, grow our base. We need to educate, empower, know the issues, and finally, when the time will come 2018 voting season, we will get out the vote. And just ask our African American sisters in Alabama, taking it to the polls can turn the tide. We'll be ready to get out the vote, not to impeach a man, but to impeach a system. A system of ethnic and racial profiling, of oppressive deportation, of systemic racism embodied in mass incarceration and modern-day slavery, a system of murder and exoneration, a system that demonizes and vilifies anything that's different. We need to impeach a system that creates of otherness, a sense of otherness instead of togetherness. Sisters and brothers, every human being is worthy of dignity. Islam teaches me that. Humanity teaches me that. And no matter how much they push us down, we will rise. No matter how much they vilify our movement, we will rise. No matter the hate and the resistance, we will rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, we will rise. The words, of course, of our dear Maya Angelou. Sisters and brothers, insist, persist, and resist. Keep marching on. Thank you very much. God bless you all.